Hello everybody, welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. I am here on this Thursday. I'm sorry I'm just in this plain old hoodie right now, but I'm a little bit chilly. So I'm here on this Thursday. The sun is actually shining and we are getting ready to finish off March and get into April. Hopefully the weather starts to get a little bit better than it has been, because I am all done with freaking cold and snow. I'm just done. I am done. I hate winter. You all know that. So I've got a bunch of things for us to look at today. Got a bunch of articles, got some videos. We'll have a good old stream. Got some good coffee over here beside me. So it should be a fun day. And I've excuse me. I've got lots to go over to cover the gambit between the Canadian the Canadian politics stuff, because they keep making announcements when the House of Commons is not sitting in Parliament. It's very interesting. They keep making announcements, like pre-budget announcements, about bills that they want to introduce, while there's nobody there to oppose them and go, whoa, wait a minute. It's always fascinating. So we're going to talk about a couple of those. And we are going to talk about a lawsuit. And we also, as I said, we've got a few videos. We've got a police video and a couple of others. So I think we'll have fun. I'm unfortunately stupidly forgot to charge my earbuds yesterday, so I'm just giving them a couple of minutes to do a fast charge so I can use them to read the articles without you guys hearing voiceover in the background. So that's going to take a couple of minutes, luckily not too long. But I went to put in my earbuds just before stream, before I hit the solo cam scene, and it gave me that battery low notification, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, that's a problem. But yeah, like I said, they have a fast charge, a fast charge feature, so we should be okay. It is also Easter weekend this weekend, so that'll be interesting. We've got Good Friday tomorrow and Easter Monday, where there is no school for children, because apparently March is just the no school month for kids this month. They had March break and now they have Easter, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, we'll pedal along. We'll go through, and it'll be a good time. So let's make sure we've got Twitch chat pulled up. Okay, I think we're good here. I'm going to leave the Beats case charging, but I'm gonna grab the earbuds, see if I can get a little bit of juice out of them. Okay. Let's see if I can get at least an hour out of these. Okay. So, where are we here? So we're going to start off with our articles today. And first we're going to start with Twitter. I want to show you something on Twitter. Now, we're not actually going to look at we'll look at the article after, but I want to show you guys the replies under this tweet before we click on the link. So, we've got this post from City News Kitchener. And the article link says, where are we? Nearly 3,000 elementary students suspended due to out-of-date vaccination records. So, what do you think the replies under this tweet are going to look like? I wonder. Let's see. I say sarcastically to myself, they're probably going to be all sorts of calm and reasonable. So this first reply says, my daughter is suspended. I don't know why. She's all up to date on her vaccines, with the shrugging emoji. Well, did you like provide the up-to-date records? Because sometimes the school doesn't have them, so you have to go to public health and get the updated thing and just give it to them. And you clearly didn't, so that's why she's suspended. Don't breathe your coffee, BP. Jesus. So that's why your daughter's suspended, because you didn't provide the actual the records. Why can't they all have exemptions, like the Jehovah's Witnesses I went to grade school with? Wow. Okay. Because this is for your childhood vaccines and they should have them so they don't die. This periodic table display embeds actual samples of 83 per 100 teen. Wait, what? Oh, this is a sponsored. That's a sponsored thing. Okay, sorry. What's this? Any data on how many were provided the exemption? Why are we all talking about exemptions? Why do we want our child to be exempt from childhood vaccines? What the fuck is going on with people? My cousin got suspended. Also, I called for the appointment before the suspension to the region of Waterloo and they said appointment not available. I doubt that. I doubt that very much. That's a lie. You're gonna tell me you called the region of Waterloo? First of all, are you your cousin's guardian? Because if not, then they'd probably say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. But if you were your cousin's guardian and you called up and said, my cousin needs to be updated on their vaccines, they wouldn't be like, sorry, you can't help. Sorry, we can't help you. Oh, cool. A sponsored ad, but it's a cool ad. It looks like it's a bunch of elementals. Oh, yeah, that's why I was kind of confused. You now have a list of the future leaders. Wow. Holy shit, guys. This is from both sides. This is pathetic. From the far right and the far left, this is ridiculous. Principals can't suspend outside Education Act. Understand your rights. Yeah, guess what's in the Education Act, you dumb fuck? Mandatory vaccine for mandatory vaccinations to attend school. It's a, oh my god. Plus your family doctor can email it to you. That's what we did. We got the letters. Right. Exactly. You don't, like, this is ridiculous. Wow. Like, it's like they think the Education Act doesn't include vaccines. There's more replies? Holy shit. Waiting for the childless freedom anti-science spam to show up in the comments. See, that's a retarded take too. Step 1, abuse people's trust in vaccines by not properly testing and mislabeling a gene therapy as a vaccine and then forcing it on people under threat of losing employment, ability to travel and participate in other yeah. Step 2, wonder why people don't trust vaccines anymore. Thank you. The only sensible comment. This is what I've been saying since the deployment of the COVID shot. They did it so badly. They deployed it so badly. They were so not transparent about it. And it was completely different from all of the other emergency vaccine programs that nobody trusted it. And now nobody trusts the trustable vaccines. And then the officials are like, why is this happening? Well, it's because you made it happen. Good children don't need government-controlled education anyway. Forced injections and how to perform oral is what? Oh, shit! Lord Famine! Thank you, dude! I think that was Lord Famine. Let's go check the events. Get some yummy wine. I will. Thank you, sir. I shall get some yummy wine. I will do that indeed. I can't even. I just can't even. Okay. I just wanted to show you guys the stupidity in these replies. Because I just couldn't believe. I can't believe the amount of people that are surprised after what happened with the COVID shot deployment, why people are so mistrusting. And it sucks because these vaccines are life-saving. And not just like life-saving as in they can literally save you from dying. I mean like life-saving as in save you from being disabled. Hopefully it will be better than these 4 kegs of disgusting cider I'm driving with right now. Ugh. It came out to 50. It came out to 50 Canadian, don't worry. Don't worry, Famine. It was, it showed you the American amount. Because it's an American company, but the Canadian amount is actually, yeah, don't worry. You got it. Do not be afraid. Ottawa Public School Board and 3 Toronto school boards launch lawsuit against social media giants. So, this is actually something that if I read this right, this is kind of a way to start regulating social media to get kids off of social media. Because honestly, kids don't need to be on it. It's ruining kids. The Ottawa Carleton District School Board and 3 school boards in the Toronto area have launched legal action seeking $4.5 billion in damages against social media giants, accusing them of disrupting students' fundamental right to education. I'm kind of with them on that because the social media TOS, they all say 13 and up, right? And they don't, after that, they're just like, well, as long as terms of service are being followed, there's... so there's... It showed up like these terms of service are ridiculous, and as long as they think that kids are following terms of service, they don't really care. And kids get away with all sorts of shit because nobody reports it. Like, I just heard about locally about an Instagram page for like fights for the like older kids. And it's like, why are we allowing kids on fucking social media? If you're under 16, get the fuck off social media. You don't belong there. The 4 school boards announced Thursday morning they have commenced legal action against the owners of Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, claiming the fallout of compulsive social media use among students is costing the boards in excess of $4 billion. The lawsuit calls out social media giants to remediate the enormous costs to the education system The lawsuit calls on the giants to remediate the, quote, enormous costs to the education system and redesign the apps to, quote, keep students safe. You mean keep students off? The first rule of IG Fight Club is you don't share IG Fight Club. Yeah. Right? You never do that. The lawsuit claims that social media products negligently designed for compulsive use have rewired the way children think, behave, and learn, leaving educators and schools to manage the fallout, the board said in a statement. They're not wrong. They're really not wrong, because the way that these apps are designed, they're designed to deliver stuff in these tiny chunks. And nobody, like, the parents that are allowing kids, the even younger kids than 13 on these apps, are not policing what they're watching and how much they're using them. So there's no, like, policing on their on what they're doing on those apps, how much time they're using. It's frying their brain. And they don't understand that the internet is literally forever. And they don't understand that the internet is not real life. The Ottawa Carleton District School Board, Toronto District School Board, Peel District School Board, and Toronto Catholic School Board have retained Neinstein LLP, a Toronto-based litigation firm, to represent them. The legal action has been launched against Meta Platforms Incorporated, Snap Incorporated, and ByteDance Limited. So the owners of Snapchat, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Students are experiencing an inattention, learning, and mental health crisis because of the prolific and compulsive use of social media products, the board said. Yes! Yes, they are. Because they don't understand moderation, and they don't understand that despite internet not being real life, it can have real life consequences. They don't understand that they're teenagers. They don't fucking get it. They're kids. They don't get it. Most adults don't get it. Like, how can you expect kids to get it when most adults don't understand the concept of proper social media use? The fallout of compulsive use of social media amongst students is causing massive strains on the 4 school boards' finite resources, including additional needs for in-school mental health programming and personnel, increased IT costs, and additional administrative resources. Collectively, the boards are advancing claims of an excess of $4 billion. This action calls on social media giants to remediate these enormous costs to the education system, to redesign their products to keep students safe. And to do that, they need to redesign the apps to keep kids off. No more kids on social media at all. I firmly believe that kids shouldn't be on it. 4 separate statements of claim filed in Ontario Superior Court on Wednesday by the school boards. The boards have launched a new website called Schools for Social Media Change Alliance. School for Social Media Change Alliance. The school boards in Ottawa and the Toronto area say the goal of the litigation is to provide school boards with resources needed to support student programming and services and to respond to the school-based social media problems, or the school-based problems the social media giants have caused. The statement says the school boards will not be responsible for any costs associated to the lawsuit unless a successful outcome is reached. So the state Ottawa Carleton District School Board Director of Education, Pino Buffon, says the reason for the lawsuit is twofold in nature. It's related to the achievement and well-being of our students, Buffon told News Talk 580 CFRA's The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll. These social media platforms, what we're talking about is the intentional design of software platforms that are purposefully created to encourage compulsive use. There is intermittent variable rewards, manipulation, and the essence of these platforms can cause disruption to our education system. He's not wrong at all. There's none of what these people are saying is like, it does not fall under the think of the children banner. It's literally true. And this is another way that we can also protect the children against adult content, because children just should not be online. There's too much crap online that kids can be exposed to. They don't understand how to regulate themselves. It's obvious that parents aren't regulating them if they're letting them on social media in the first place, especially if they're letting their under 13s on social media. And then there's the fact of all of the predators that exist on social media that are taking advantage of the fact that children are there. We can't just take them off. Buffon says 95% of grades or 95% of grades 7 to 12 students in Ottawa's public school board use social media over 5 hours a day. Holy shit. For a child, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I visit schools every week just to learn from the magic and the teaching and learning environments, and this is an issue that our students have raised as a concern, Buffon said Thursday morning. It's impacting the learning. It's impacting the wellness and well-being, and even our parents and guardians are expressing this concern. Because it is a concern. But the fucked up thing is that it is partially the fault of the social media companies, but it's also majorly the fault of the parents that allow their children on social media in the first place. Because children do not know how to regulate themselves, and the dopamine hits that can come from the social media interactions, as well as the negative impacts that can come from social media interactions. Kids cannot handle that. As I said, most adults cannot handle that. So this is insane. Like, we need something to change. None of the allegations have been proven in court. Of course not yet. Because I wonder if these social media platforms will even answer I wonder if they'll even answer the complaint, I should say. Because I really do wonder if, like, they're gonna have to. They can't just ignore that. It would look horrible for them if they did. So, it's the new TV. It's going to rot your brains. But yeah, kids do stupid crap online and predators are waiting to take advantage. Yeah, I think it's a bit different from TV though, because TV has to be scripted and planned out and like syndicated, and like even public access television, you can't, like, you it takes a bit more effort to get things out on TV than the internet. And then you've got the concept of live feeds, and you've got the, like, and on TV, right? If something was not, if something got put out on TV, but it was, too bad, it could be pulled and scrubbed, right? You can't pull it and scrub it from the internet. I think the internet is a little bit more than TV. It's similar, but I think it's a little bit more detrimental to anybody's brain, because you can take, the other thing about TV is that traditionally, right, you couldn't take it with you until very recently, right? Social media goes everywhere with you, right? Your phone is always with you, and you're always getting notification, especially teenagers. They're always getting those push notifications. They're always getting those text messages and those Snapchats. I think it's a little bit different. Oh, you meant that there has always been something that is the new things that is damaging kids. Oh, that hooks kids and that according to parents was damaging the kids. Oh, that is true. That you're right about. And it is obviously up to the parents to say, no, you can't have Instagram. No, you can't have TikTok. No, you can't have, like, one of my kids' friends showed up the other day. He goes, I have TikTok. He's very young. He's very young. And apparently it's only set in view mode, which is good. But at first we were like, oh shit. Because now we were like, because we don't let our kids be on the camera or like any of that. And then we're like, oh fuck. Right? Like now his friends got TikTok. It's like, because you can't, like, if their friends have it, you can't always be there to control it, right? Unless they're in your house. And it's just, it's crazy. It's hard. Canada to introduce a renter's bill of rights. What about a homeowner's bill of rights? What? How about that? What about, and don't we already have our renters people in Canada? We have a bill of rights. Why do they need a special bill of rights? Because they rent. Speaking from Vancouver today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced that a Bill of Rights for renters in Canada will be introduced in the upcoming budget to 2024. A release from the Prime Minister's office, PMO, says that the Canadian Renters' Bill of Rights will require landlords to disclose the clear history of their apartment pricing. This will help newcomers to Canada have a better idea of what they should be paying for rent, while providing bargaining power for a fair rate. Yeah, because you're totally allowed to bargain with your landlords over rent. Since when? Since when have you ever been allowed to negotiate on your rent? Pinkalo and I have rented quite a few, like we've rented a few places and we've never been able to negotiate the rent. The bill will also introduce consequences for rent evictions. Landlords who evict tenants under the premise that they need to renovate the rental property so a family member can move in, but then rent the unit out again, and create a nationwide standard lease agreement. What the hell does that mean? What does a standard lease agreement mean? Does that mean everybody has the same lease across the country? Does that mean everybody pays the same rent? Does that mean everybody that owns a home then pays the same property tax? What is this all about? What does this mean? This sounds very, what's the word I'm looking for? Communist. Why do they keep doing this shit? The PMO also says that in future, on-time rent payments will be factored into an individual's credit score. Trudeau says that given the high cost of rent, Canadians deserve credit that they can use when applying for a mortgage. Oh my God. So they're trying to do away with the credit, because they already do credit checks when you go to rent an apartment. So what they're trying to do here is they're trying to take the rental history that they always ask for and the credit check and make it all one thing. And they're lying to us about saying, oh, but it'll help you with getting a mortgage later. He says he will amend the Canadian Mortgage Charter and call on landlords, banks, and credit bureaus and he said he will call on landlords, credit bureaus, and fintech companies to make sure that renter history is taken into account in your credit score. This may make it possible for newcomers to Canada to qualify for mortgages at a lower rate when they're ready to purchase their first home. Why do we care? Okay, I'm sorry. I hate to say this right now. Why are we focusing on newcomers to Canada? What about the people that are already here? What? Like, I'm sorry, but what about the citizens that are already here and struggling? Why are we focusing on when newcomers come to Canada? Or do you just want to import the population and get rid of its current population? Finally, the government will be launching a $15 million tenant protection fund to provide funding for legal aid organizations that help protect tenants against unfair rent. Rent increases, rent evictions, and landlords. Unfair landlords, huh? Rents in Canada have reached new highs, according to rentals.ca, asking rents for residential properties taxes and asking prices for residential property taxes in Canada are risen. Let me try this again. Rents in Canada have reached new highs. According to rentals.ca, asking rents for all residential property types in Canada averaged $2,193 in February 2024. And year over year, an increase of 10.5%. However, it is much higher in Canada's large urban centers, with average price for the one-bedroom apartment in Vancouver coming in at $2,653 in $2,495 in Toronto. Okay, but again, so this bill is literally just for newcomers to Canada. This is not about young Canadians moving out on their own and incentivizing them to pay their rent. This is not about people like that at all. This is only about bringing in new people to Canada and putting them in the houses that people need that are already here, and then giving them homes to buy through this mortgage this rent on your credit score thing. Meanwhile, everybody else has nowhere to live because, we're busy importing people into our country. Fuck the people that are already here. For context, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Canada in March 2021 was $1,685. Holy shit, it's risen that much? That's insane. Newcomers are particularly impacted by the cost of rent when they come to Canada. Oh my god. Statistics Canada data from December 2023 found that 1 in 6 newcomers rents their accommodation. Another Statistics Canada study released last February shows that more than a third of recent newcomers were spending more than a third of their pre-tax income on rent. So is everybody! Holy shit! Literally everybody is doing that. Not just newcomers to Canada. Holy fuck. This is craziness. Tell me that you don't actually give a fuck about your citizenry without telling me, Justin. And and people, there's gonna be somebody somewhere. Oh, she's so racist. She doesn't want newcomers to Canada. No, generally, I would say I do want newcomers to Canada. I want newcomers to come here legally and get a good job and have a good life. But right now, we cannot afford to take any more people. We need to solve the homeless crisis that we have already. We do not need to be having new people come in and taking up the homes that we already have and that are being built, and then have the citizenry that's already here have nowhere to be. To help lessen the financial strain for all renters in Canada, the federal government has introduced other measures throughout 2023 to help Canadians and newcomers afford their rent. For example, the Affordable Housing Fund is a $14 billion initiative for the building of new rental housing and the repair and renewal of existing housing. The government also removed the Goods and Services Tax, GST, for developers as an incentive to build more apartment buildings, including student housing and senior residences. Yes, and they're all going to be shitboxes because we don't have... We're all being rushed to build all these houses. But this is insane that this is focusing mostly on the newcomers to Canada and completely shunning the people that are already here. And it's only in the last, part of this article where it's like, oh yes, this will help all renters. All of them. No, you're not focused on all renters. You're focused on a very specific group of renters. It's very obvious. It's very, very clear which group of people you are focused on helping Mr. Trudeau. And it's very clear that you do not care about the people who already live here. You would rather import your population than see your population naturally, steadily grow over time in a healthy way. And again, that doesn't mean I'm against immigration. I'm against rampant, forced, overblown immigration to the point where we can't put anybody anywhere. That's what I'm against. I'm against immigration for immigration's sake. That's what I'm against. So our last thing is probably just another reiteration. It's a Mr. Goatman. Yeah, I agree, BP. I'm getting really tired of all the pandering towards the immigrants and migrants. The existing population should be the free. Yes. Hey, but tent sales are up. Oh, that's true. That's true, Goatman. It really feels like, and like I said, bring in immigrants at a slow, reasonable pace. Let them assimilate and amalgamate to the culture. Get a good paying job, settle down, have a good life. We don't need to bring in hundreds of thousands a year just to meet a quota. That is not the way to safely and healthily grow a country's population. And we should be encouraging the citizens that already live here to want to have families. We should be making it a suitable place to have a family, to want to settle down, buy a house, and have a kid or two, and a dog and a wife and all that, right? But right now it's not a feasible situation to do that. Last year they brought in the equivalent of the city of Hamilton. Yeah. Yeah, they did. It's crazy. The amount of the amount of people that are just coming in, and then they have nowhere to go. It's crazy. We are creating a homelessness problem that's worse than the one we already had. So this is another, I think this is just the same story, just from a different, because it's Fed's push for rent to count toward credit score. So I think that's the, I think that's at the risk of doubling up. We're gonna switch to videos and have a laugh. I found a bearing video, and he's laughing at Don Lemon, which it's easy to do because it's Don Lemon, and Don Lemon is a very laughable person. So this video is called Don Lemon is a Woke Nitwit.
I would get so much hate tweets when it was called in, so much hate tweets and just
tweets
from right-wing conspiracy theorists being called everything from, fag to... Sure.
Well, hi there. So Don Lemon, formerly of CNN, did what he thought was a deal with Elon Musk to take his new internet show to X, formerly Twitter. His list of demands was crazy. It included a $5 million upfront payment, and
what the fuck?
$8 million a year salary, a Cybertruck, and a castle. His boy...
Oh what? Okay, let's try that again.
Lemon, formerly of CNN, did what he thought was a deal with Elon Musk to take his new internet show to X, formerly Twitter. His list of demands was crazy. It included a $5 million upfront payment, an $8 million a year salary, a
Pink Hollow says, well, look at our rental increase. I told you about when we lived on Moorgate, we were paying... $640. Yep, for a 2-bedroom. When we left, we were paying $980. Now they're asking $1,450 to $1,800. Yep. Yep. And that was $980 was the rental increase over, what was it, 5 years? $300 over 9 years, I think. Or not 9 years, 3 years, 5 years, however long we were living there.
Cybertruck and a castle. His new internet show to X, formerly Twitter. His list of demands was crazy. It included a $5 million upfront payment, an $8 million a year salary, a Cybertruck, and a castle.
Okay, so Don Lemon has lost his ever-loving mind. $5 million up front, $8 million a year, a Cybertruck, and a castle? A castle. Why a castle?
His boyfriend thought the castle might be asking too much, so he took that out of the deal. But seriously, the craziest thing he wanted was veto power over the news creator roster at Twitter.
What?
Seriously, the craziest thing he wanted was veto power over the news creator roster at Twitter.
Why? Just because he worked at CNN? Holy shitballs, dude. What the fuck are you smoking?
Lord Famine moderator, the building I'm in. We have a 2-bedroom. We are paying $725, started around $675. The building has been sold in the meantime, and a new tenant is paying at least $1,100.
Oh wow. You're paying $725 in the building you're in for a 2-bedroom? $675 was your starting, and then a new tenant is paying $1,100. Yeah, one of the moms of my kids' friends, she moved into her current building, and everybody that's living there has lived there for years, and they're paying like way less rent than she is because she's a brand new tenant.
Imagine that, giving this guy veto power over who can do news on Twitter. Anyway, Donnie sat down with Elon for an exclusive interview last week where they discussed topics such as what it means to be woke, diversity, equity and inclusion, and Elon's absolute favourite, censorship.
Oh yeah, All of those things Elon would absolutely love to talk about.
I'm gonna have a look at some of the choice bits of the interview right now.
I like to dance.
Do you believe that people are dying because medical standards, DEI is causing medical standards to be lowered? Do you actually believe people are dying because of that?
I believe that if we lower the standards for what it takes to become a doctor.
You're saying if we lower the standards,
Yes.
but do you believe people are dying because the standards are being lowered?
Well, he said
Yes.
if we lower the standards. So that would imply that if we do this thing that we are currently not doing, then something bad could happen as a result of that. So this is the DEI part, diversity, equity and inclusion. And Don just shows us all how dull he actually is. It's kind of like he can't grasp hypotheticals. He can't imagine and assess a what-if scenario. But then again, I get the impression he's sort of doing it on purpose for like a gotcha or something. Watch this.
I don't
Or have
think
been
that is yet an issue, but it could become an issue.
Okay. But the actual evidence in history shows the exact opposite if you look at how minorities were treated
Wait.
by the medical system.
Yeah, that's because we
Okay, but what? What?
Evidence in history shows the exact opposite if you look at how minorities were treated by the medical system.
Yeah, that's because we haven't lowered standards in the past, Don. He's saying if we do X, then Y will happen. And you're
Yeah, he's not saying that we are doing it now. He's saying if we do this thing, it will this other thing will happen.
I told the roommate we are going to be the old couple you see in movies that has lived in the building forever and are paying way less than everybody else, and the landlords really want us out. But
I told my roommate we were gonna be the old couple you see in movies that have lived in the building forever and pays less than everybody else, and the landlords want us out. Wasn't there a Law and Order episode about an old lady in a rent control building, and she was like the last tenant that was like every other tenant had moved out because the building owner wanted to sell. And this lady was like, "No, I'm not moving out," and she was paying like $200 a month for this New York apartment. And this and the lady got killed because the landlord just wanted her out. I'm pretty sure that was a Law and Order episode.
and you're saying, yeah, but we haven't done X. Yeah, no shit.
Most doctors now are white.
Where? Where are most doctors now white? Not where now where I am, yeah, but not where I used to be. That's for sure. In KW, there are lots of not white doctors.
Lord Fam ad reaction. Lord Famine moderator. I told the roommate
I would just like to say that.
And there are lots of mistakes in medicine. So you're saying that white doctors have bad medical care?
White doctors have bad medical care? For fuck's sake, Don, no, he's not saying that. You know he's not saying that. But white doctors have made mistakes in the past. Yeah,
Yes.
so if we were to lower the
because white
standards...
doctors are humans too. Isn't that a crazy concept?
even worse things would happen, Don. And that's not to imply that getting black doctors will lower the standards. That's to imply that getting worse doctors will lower the standards.
Yes.
Hiring on the basis of diversity, equity, and inclusion means you're not hiring solely on the basis of merit. This isn't hard to understand.
Yeah, if you hire a doctor because they have a vagina and dark skin, rather than because they were top of their class, does their vagina and dark skin automatically make them a good medical practitioner? I don't think so.
I'm trying to understand your logic here when it comes to DEI because there's no actual evidence of what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right, Don. He's saying that if we lower standards, standards will be lower. The operative word being if. Of course there's no evidence for it in the past. This was an if statement.
Oh,
I-
were
I
you,
said-
Mr. Goatman? That's
So-
cool.
If the standards, like let's say, I think that particular thing was referring to surgeons. Let's say a surgeon is asked to, a surgeon in training is asked to do a series of operations under the supervision of a senior surgeon, and they get a bunch of those operations wrong. If that happens, and yet they are still approved to be a surgeon, the probability that someone will die, I think, at some point is high.
Yeah. That's obvious. You can't, that's what I mean. You can't, if you're going to be doing diversity and inclusion and you're not going to call people out,
ad reaction. But
for their mistakes,
But Lord Famine
they're not going to learn.
5.
And then they're going to keep repeating their mistakes, and then they're going to make a fatal mistake.
Okay, I understand that. But that's
Okay,
a hypothetical.
I
That doesn't mean
understand
it's
that.
happening.
I didn't say it's happening.
You see what I mean? He just can't grasp it. Or he's pretending that he can't grasp it and making himself look like a fucking idiot in the process.
You didn't say it was happening.
I said it will. I
But
said if we lower standards, people will die.
why respond to something or put something out there that has not happened?
If, Don,
If.
This is unbelievable.
It's the word if. Holy fuck. Where I live, there was a huge influx of Dutch and Hungarian immigrants
Dutch and Hungarians after World War II, so the population was about
after World War II.
dropping quickly in the last few years as we get a lot of folks from TO.
So the population was 95% white. The population is dropping quickly after a few years of us getting folks from TO. Yeah, that'll do it.
Message input, tab, ellipsis.
Because the folks from TO don't want to live in TO, but they want to work there still.
Add reaction. Chat
So they spread out into other places around Toronto, and they commute back in. And then they infect everything around them, because although they don't want to live in Toronto, they still want to work there, and they still want to have the Toronto mentality. So they literally just infect everything wherever they go with their Toronto-ness.
I'm very
It's a
basically saying
disease.
that if we lower standards for what it takes to become a board-certified surgeon or an oncologist or something where the kind of disease we're talking about, if you make a mistake, causes someone to die, then more people will die than if we don't lower the standards.
Pretty simple, Don. A 7-year-old can
Very.
understand that.
You think
Very
they're lowering
simple.
the standards for minority doctors or women doctors or...
Yes!
That
Yes, I do. I think they are hiring these people based on immutable characteristics instead of, hey, did you actually complete your doctor school? Did you complete it well? Or did you complete it like near the bottom of your class and have trouble passing everything? Can you handle your residency? Like, you know what I mean? Like, those things. Those should be what get you a doctor's, an MD. Not a, do you have certain characteristics that you can't change?
that's what that's what that article suggested. Yes, at Duke University.
Okay. The evidence that I have shows that that's not true.
What? That they're not talking about it? DEI has been a hot button issue for a couple of years now. And I don't know what article they're talking about, but the statement he's making is very simple. If we lower standards, then standards will be lower.
Do you believe that
Yeah.
women and minority pilots are inherently less intelligent and less skilled than white male
No.
pilots?
What a question. Do you think that women and minority pilots are less skilled and less intelligent than white male pilots?
Nobody that's not an asshole idiot thinks that. What the problem is instead of hiring women and minority pilots that passed pilot school with flying colors and put in tons of hours on airplanes and knew exactly what machine they were flying in and out and sideways, then that would be no problem at all. But what they're doing is instead they're going, oh, you're a black female person that can fly a plane. Come here. They're not, that's the difference. That's the difference. This is literally diversity and inclusion is the mass tokenization of women and minorities. That's what it is. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is just an organized tokenization among society. And the fact that people are going with it is insane. I think in the next 20 years, Toronto's going to annex London and Niagara Falls. You know what? You're probably right. And that's why we got the fuck out of the big city. Because, holy fuck. Like, I can, if I wanted to, I could take a walk any time of day. If in the summer, oh shit, it's midnight, I can't sleep, I'll go for a walk. You know why? Because I live in a small town where I won't get fucking mugged and raped in the middle of the night.
Lord Famine Moderator. I think in about 20 years and reaction, but
God damn.
You see what I mean? This is a gotcha interview. He's trying to own
It
Elon Musk
literally
with a
is.
soundbite. Even though
Oh.
he says he's not into that, that's exactly what he's trying to do. And as if Elon's going to say, yeah, that's what I reckon, Don. Because he doesn't believe that, and even if he did, that'd be a fucking stupid thing to say, wouldn't it, Don?
No, I'm
It
just
would
saying that
be.
we should not lower the standards for them.
Okay.
Yeah, the same as for female firefighters. If they can't fucking lift that dummy without dragging it down the stairs by its feet and cracking its skull open in the process, then they can't be a female firefighter. I'm sorry. That's the standard. If you can't lift the dummy while carrying all that gear, then you can't be a firefighter. If you can't lift the gear and run however long you're supposed to run,
chat message and read. Lord Famine
you
Moderator.
can't join the
Lord
military
Famine Moderator.
as a
I think
woman.
in about 20 years
You-
chat message. Close.
That's
Home 4.
my opinion. We shouldn't be lowering standards for anything.
Text field. Double tap to edit. Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
Now I'm gonna quickly throw these in my case for another few minutes and refill my coffee, because I just got the low battery noise in my ears again, so I need to quickly charge these up again. And so I'm gonna grab more coffee. If you need more coffee, I would go grab it now. So let me flip to the Be Right Back screen and put on some BRB music, and we'll be back in a few. Okay. So, I can't quite use my earbuds, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my microphone while I play like a little bit of the what am I saying? While I play a snippet of the video, and then I'll unmute and respond. That's what I'll do. So, I'm at live scene. Okay, we're good. Okay. So we're back here at the right video. I'm going to mute again real quick and we'll play a little bit and then I'll unmute.
But, I want a gotcha. Give me my soundbite, Elon.
Do you know what the term woke actually means?
It's come to mean a lot of things.
But what originally it was meant to mean?
Yeah, it originally meant the past tense of wake dawn, as
Do you know what woke actually means? Yes, we all know what woke actually means. It means we were like Baron says. Baring says it was the past tense of to wake up, you know. Lord Famine says, I saw a video of female firefighters trying a course where they have to smash through a door and they bounced off of it. Oh God. I could see that. Just bounce. Oh God.
as in I woke up feeling good this morning.
But what originally it was meant to mean? It's just being aware of.
And that's where I think Don Lemon lost the contract. I mean, not that it was ever going to really happen anyway with those stupid demands. But you see Elon's face there. What the fuck is this idiot talking about?
Yeah, it meant to be aware of. And it's just like, bitch, you're talking to me in this fashion and you have these utterly stupid demands that you made of me for a news show on X, and this is how you're talking to me? This is the way you're gonna try to talk to somebody that you're trying to get money from. Okay.
Are we really signing this bozo up? Priceless.
What originally it was meant to mean. It's just being aware of inequities in society and being aware of facts and history.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think being aware of inequities in society is fine, of course, but trying to blame everything on trying to make everything a race issue is, I think, divisive and corrosive to society.
Oh no! He said the truth! How dare he? He said it was divisive and corrosive to society. Oh shit! How dare this horrible man, this evil devil man say that it's corrosive to society to make everything a race issue and make everybody hireable based on race and gender. How dare he? That's just terrible.
Yep, well said. Anyway, let's move on to the censorship part. And then Donny Boy's reaction to Elon pulling out of the negotiation.
All this controversy, I believe, as you know, has made X less appealing to advertisers. About half of them have left the platform. You call advertisers that left X.com. You said they were oppressors. You've even gone as far as saying it publicly that they can go F themselves or go fuck themselves.
If they're going to force censorship on the company before advertising, then obviously I find that unacceptable.
You find it unacceptable. Why is that not a form of free speech? They are free to advertise where they want. They're not beholden to, they're not obligated to advertise
They're not obligated.
on X.com.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. They're not obligated. But they can still go fuck themselves.
They can. They can still, just because they are not obligated to advertise on X, they can still go fuck themselves if they are pro censorship. Those are two different concepts. He's not saying go fuck yourself because you won't advertise on my platform. He's saying go fuck yourselves because they're pro censorship and anti free speech. That's completely different. It's I don't understand the disconnect here.
I mean, how is Elon saying go fuck yourself in any way meddling with their free speech?
So, how is that not free speech?
What? This guy, man, fucking hell. I think he's just used to the CNN environment where he's got some producer talking into his ear, sort of coaching him on how to sound smart. He just comes across as a moron in this interview.
I think that's a very good point that Bering just made. I think that Don, now that he doesn't have the little earpiece in with somebody going, don't say that. Yes, that's a good thing to say. In his ear, I think he's completely lost. He does not know how to actually do a live interview without a coach. I really think Bering made a good point.
That's whereas the other platforms will censor on behalf of advertisers, the X platform will not.
Okay. So, but you think you don't think it's okay for them not to advertise with or have their content or their advertisement next to something that is anti-Semitic or...
That is a different question.
No, he just...
That's not what he said. He said they don't have to advertise with me, but I think that it's bad that they don't like that they're pro censorship. Those aren't the same.
just thinks they can go fuck themselves. He was very clear about that.
Go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob. You can absolutely choose where, next to which content do you want your advertising to appear.
You absolutely can. That's where, like, if you are an advertiser, you can pick where you want your ads to go. You can put where you're, like, you can pick where you want your promoted ads to be. You can't, like, it's not just random.
Absolutely, of course. And we have, I think, very good ad placement controls in this regard.
Yeah. So you said if they kill the company, it's them. But doesn't the buck stop with you? I mean, you're
Don, I have to say, choose your question carefully. There's 5 minutes left.
Yeah, see, the nail's in the coffin now. You've got 5 minutes, you fucking moron.
Wow. He basically just was like, are we done, or you know, do you want this 5 minutes to keep going as painfully as it's going? Like, that's basically what do you want this pain to keep going, or should we stop now?
These questions are nonsensical.
You said that they are killing the company, but you're the head of the company. The buck doesn't stop with you?
I acquired X in order to preserve freedom of speech in America, the First Amendment. And I'm going to stick to that.
And he did do that. That's what he's not doing it very well. There are still some censorship issues, but he's trying. I don't like this whole paying for verification shit. I don't see how that's gonna do anything different for bots and whatever. But you know, like, he's attempting it. You know what I mean?
And if that means making less money, so be it.
Yeah, Don, he's not going to pander to your censorship, mate. I mean, there's other parts I could have shown from this interview. It was all pretty brain dead. Like, Don at one point goes, yeah, but you take down child porn, is that not censorship? And Elon's like, yeah, that breaks the law, Don. I stand for free speech within the law. And
Wow, Don Lemon actually used "you take down child porn" as, isn't that censorship? Holy shit, of course he takes it down. Oh my god. Hey, Parody Bear. What's up?
Anyway, let's have a look at Don's reaction to all this going south.
Elon Musk tells Don Lemon, quote, contract is canceled, end quote.
I love the brutality of it. Contract is cancelled.
Elon wins. Brutality. Jesus Christ. That was awful. That was, Jesus. That was just that's it. Your contract is done. You're an idiot. I don't want you as a news broadcaster on my site.
What happened, Don? You must be scathing about all those millions of dollars, your Cybertruck, and your ability to veto news on X, or in other words, to censor the platform.
In a statement earlier today, Lemon writes in part, quote, there were no restrictions on the interview that he willingly agreed to. We had a good conversation. Clearly, he felt differently.
No shit. You thought that was a good conversation? Wow. Either you really have shitty conversations all the time, or you just don't know what a good conversation looks like.
His commitment to a global town square where all questions can be asked and all ideas can be shared seems not to include questions of him from people like me.
No, I think he just realised what a midwit Don is. Like, why would you pay so much to get someone like him exclusively on X?
This decision, coming as Musk had, of course, publicly courted Lemon and has repeatedly made a commitment to free speech when he bought Twitter again and again and again.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, he's sticking to that commitment, not wanting to pay Don Lemon millions of dollars and giving him the right to veto news on the site doesn't really show a lack of commitment to free speech.
Not generally. What's that? You want me to give you veto power over who can put news up on Twitter? Yeah, no, that's not what's happening here. Oh, but you're pro-censorship because you take down CP. Yeah, because that's illegal, you dumb fuck. You know what? Fuck you and your contract. GG, Elon. Right? just GG's, Elon. GG's.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened, Don?
I said to him, I think it's good that people see folks like you and I who have different worldviews come together and talk, as he says, have free speech. Free speech is only important when someone you don't like, or I would say someone who doesn't have your same point of view, if they're allowed to speak freely.
Did you know anything of what you just said? Because all you just said was a bunch of word salad with the word speak freely at the end. I don't think any of that made any sense. Free speech is only important when it's somebody you don't like. Oh, okay. I guess so. I don't fully understand that sentiment. I think free speech is important all the time, because even in relationships with people that you do like, sometimes you need to say things that they don't want to hear, right? So free speech is important all the time.
And to say their point of view. Apparently that doesn't matter to Elon Musk. It's just for maybe talking points.
You just got an exclusive 90-minute sit-down with the man, and you're still on X, Twitter, whatever the fuck. You're even making money on the platform. He just didn't want to sign you up to an exclusive deal worth millions of dollars and give you veto power over news on the site, because you're a bozo. Anyway, in the following days, Donny Boy just goes down this rabbit hole of, why did Elon reject me? Even going so far as to imply that it's because he's black and gay.
Yes, that's why. Of course Don Lemon pulled out the black and gay card. Of course he did. Because that's totally why Elon didn't give you $5 million up front and $8 million a year and veto power over who can put news up on Twitter. Yeah, it's because you're black and gay, not because you're a pro-censorship moron. Yep. That's why. Totally.
I mean, come on, you're a clown, Don. This whole saga was hilarious, and you just showed yourself to be a bad faith, victim complex having wanker. Anyway, I'll leave it there. If anything else comes out of this, I'll cover it. But thanks very much for watching. Catch you later. Ta-ta.
And that was the Bearings video. Don Lemon, he's so fragile. I don't understand how a person can be that fragile and still exist.
Chat message, Pink Callow, the driving geek moderator. I wonder what Don Lemon says about the black gays that don't like him, 'cause there's a lot. What?
I wonder what Don Lemon says about the black gays that don't like him, because there's a lot. Well, they're probably all they're probably all self-hating, internalized homophobes with internalized racism. That's all. That's what it is. It's, you know, he doesn't actually have people that hate him. They just hate themselves more. That's what he tells himself at night. Oh my god. What an idiot. What a fucking moron. I can't believe that. He had a contract opportunity. Well, he probably never had a contract opportunity, but he had an interview with the man, and then he's just like, no, I'm just gonna torch this right now. Oh, what a dumbass. I don't understand. Okay. So, we're now going to move on to our police video from Code Blue Cam. And he asked for a supervisor, but when you ask for a supervisor but get a canine instead, I wonder what's going to happen. And I wonder what part of Wisconsin we're going to go to. It's usually Wisconsin. Yesterday's video was Washington, strangely enough, but it's usually Wisconsin, and it's usually frickin' La Crosse. So let's take a listen and we'll see.
In February 2024, a Columbia County Sheriff's deputy was on routine patrol when he observed a vehicle with an equipment violation in Fall River, Wisconsin. A 40-year-old male named Matthew was said to have driven past the deputy, whose attention was drawn to the distinctively loud and abnormal noise coming from his vehicle's exhaust system. As a result, a traffic stop was initiated.
Okay. I have my earbuds back, and his muffler is apparently...
Upon approach of his vehicle,
his exhaust
Matthew was
system's
immediately
apparently very
argumentative.
upset.
He claimed he had previous
very
bad encounters
loud.
with law enforcement and refused to roll down his window.
Good, how are you? Your vehicle sounded really loud when it went by. Okay, I told you what it was. Okay. Any reason that you can't just talk to me? I'm not going to open your door, because I'm telling you, when you went driving by, it sounded like your vehicle was rattling and it was loud. Can you just talk with me? I can
It
get you on
sounds
your
like
way?
it's rattling now. LMAO just dropped off my last keg. It's a 15-liter one. Guys so beta can't pick up a 15-liter keg. Seriously? That's funny. That's sad. That is really, really sad.
What's the issue? And I'm telling you, because your vehicle is rattling.
Listen to it. It's rattling right now.
Okay, I can hear it.
Is
literally
that a
rattling right
diesel?
now. Where did your ID fall? Can you grab it, please?
As he retrieved his license, he dropped it, but while picking it up, he accidentally released the brake, causing the vehicle to roll forward.
Whoop. Vehicle's moving. 3342 to 57, can you head here?
That could have been dangerous. Good thing he didn't accidentally hit the accelerator at the same time. Ugh.
Driver, refusing to roll down the windows. Just same last name, first name, Matthew, common spelling. Can I just talk? Can you just crack the window a little bit? Have you had
Damn,
exhaust
I could probably
issues?
one-hand that and I'm over 50.
Okay,
See,
well, I just
'cause
happened to notice when I was driving by, you went driving
you
by and the
have
vehicle was loud.
muscles,
Well, there's some
Lord
type of
family.
rattling, it sounds like, over in here, and then there's obviously your engine. Can I just ask why you don't want to roll the window down? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Do you have a copy of your insurance?
Yeah, why does he not want to roll his window down?
Deputy
And what
Proc
does he
now, number
think having a rolled up window is going to protect him from? Is the police officer have cooties? Is that why he doesn't want to have the window rolled down? Because the police officer will have cooties?
Number 3342, I'm recording you as well, sir. Just 1 second, okay? So I stopped him for exhaust. I was just passing like South Main. Vehicle was loud and rattly. Just won't roll down the window and talk, but provides 27, everything else. Just said he has had bad run-ins with law enforcement, so tomorrow.
Well, maybe if you acted a little bit more or less shady, you wouldn't have bad run-ins with law enforcement.
I don't know what else is going on because he's not playing ball.
K9 Rico was subsequently deployed for a free air sniff, yielding a positive alert.
Rico, go soup. Go soup.
Aw, doggo!
Hey, how far do you want me to push this guy that's just not rolling down the window? Go sook. Go sook. Go sook. Go sook.
Doggo!
Come check right here. Go sook. Come check. Here.
Dispatch advised that he was currently on probation, with conditions to maintain absolute sobriety and not to possess controlled substances.
Ruh-roh.
Positively, so I don't know how this is going to go, but just so you're aware.
3357.
Naughty,
positive,
naughty
came
boy.
over.
Is there anything illegal in the vehicle? Okay, I understand that, but we have to do our
I
job,
go
sir.
home.
Due to Matthew's hostile behavior, they decided to place a rat trap tire deflation device under his rear tire.
Oh, what?
Lord and react. Look, Mr. Goatman. Maybe he farted. What?
Maybe he farted.
It only moved about 5 feet. What?
It only moved about 5 feet. That's good.
Lord Famine Moderator. It is February when this happened. It's probably cold as hell.
It's February when this happened. It's probably cold as hell. That's true. He's totally indicating for the dog to alert. Oh, you mean like he's what's the word? He's signaling, like he's showing the dog that he wants him to alert.
Do you truly, is there anything illegal? Okay, well then can you step out of the vehicle for me? Look, I don't want to break a window and force you out or anything, sir.
What's his first name?
Matthew, right? Matthew.
Hello, Matthew, Deputy Messer. Do you mind stepping out and talking to us?
Yes, I mind.
Exhaust is rattling.
Well, you're gonna have to step out at some point, okay? We're giving you a lawful order to
Just
step
for-
out, otherwise you're gonna be
Dude,
placed...
this is all for an exhaust. Why?
Okay, here's the deal. So the dog alerted to the car, so we're gonna search the vehicle. Okay, sir, listen for 2 seconds, okay?
Why is this happening all over a rattly exhaust?
Chat must add Lord Famine Moderator. Yes, pointing at spots on the car and tapping. What?
Yes, pointing at spots on the car and tapping.
Chat message and add Lord Famine Moderator. He's total look add chat message input.
The dog alerted to the car. If there's nothing in the car,
3325, can we have either Columbus or Fall River head out here?
and if there's nothing in there, you'll be on your way. But if you refuse to get out of the car, we're just gonna place you under arrest, and you're gonna go to jail whether or not there's anything in the car, okay? So we're giving you a
doesn't
lawful
sound
order to
right.
step out of the vehicle. Okay, you're gonna end up going to jail if you're not gonna cooperate.
just...
Okay, Matthew, then step out. Your window is gonna get smashed and you're gonna be pulled out of the car and you're gonna go to jail. Get out of the car.
Affirm, we have one on the back.
I mean...
Matthew, your window...
I get why he's not complying, but I also at the same time would just be like, I'll fight it in court. I'll get out of the car. I'll let you search, and if there's nothing there, then I'll sue you. Right? Like, that's... I don't understand. Like, I part of me understands why these people escalate, and part of me doesn't.
Your window is going to get broken and we are going to pull you out. I'm not asking you again. This is a lawful order. Get out of the car, otherwise you're getting placed under arrest. Last option. Not giving you any more options. You're gonna go straight to jail and your car's getting towed, so step out of the vehicle. Okay, well, step out of the car. We've given you plenty of chances, okay?
The supervisor's monitoring the situation.
Matthew, we're just asking for your cooperation. Well, you're not entitled to that right now, okay?
Demanding his cooperation.
Can I explain something quick? It's gonna get searched, okay? If there's nothing in here, you literally get released and you go on your way with a warning, and then we just all go our separate ways.
And then, but why are you... See, usually I'm on the side of the police, but how did we go from a rattly muffler to... under American law, he can be ordered out, but the canine search is unreasonable because a noisy exhaust in no way leads to suspicion of drugs. That's what I mean. Like, how did we go from rattly, noisy exhaust to there might be drugs in the car? I don't get that.
Ways. If you don't get out, then you're gonna have to go to jail for obstructing.
Inside his vehicle, the deputy noticed lighters and odor eliminator spray commonly used to disguise the odors of illegal substances or intoxicants.
What do you mean it's commonly used? What? There's people in Wisconsin that use a specific brand of air freshener and they do drugs? Really?
Additionally, in the back seat were plastic packages on the floor labeled as marijuana.
I got 961 in plain view too. So back seat, floor, they both have marijuana labels on them.
Just... Okay. Can you hear the exhaust rattling in the back?
Oh yeah, I can hear it from here.
When deputies attempted to open his door, Matthew fled for his life. However, the trap under his tire effectively punctured it.
All right, Matthew, window punch. Last option is step out of the car, okay? I already tried them. Speak to your supervisor. All right.
Idiot.
57, vehicle taken off, 1080.
Idiot. Never, see, this is what I mean. You don't need to do that. That's just gonna make it worse. That's gonna make it worse. You don't, fleeing is never the right option.
3357, 1080, eastbound 16. Successful spike on back rear tire.
Be continuing on 16 eastbound, turning westbound on Highway 60.
Continuing eastbound on 16, turning on 60.
Traffic is light, roadway's dry. Speeds are at about 70. If we can get someone ahead.
They always sound so much faster than they actually are. Probably because of their engines.
Continuing on Highway 60 westbound, speeds are at 95. Rico.
3357.
Rico, stop doing that.
Coming up to Schaefer Road, speeds 110.
Southbound on Schaefer Road.
CAD update received.
Looks like the rear passenger tire's starting to go flat.
CAD update received.
Additionally, traffic
Rico's getting excited, I think.
Roadway's still dry.
Continuing southbound from K with a stop sign.
Almost lost control due to the
Oh, Rico! Doggy's all like,
Gonna deploy the dogs.
3357, Let me go again.
Vehicle did just lose the back rear tire completely.
After you pass York Center, you'll be hitting Sun Prairie Road. You're going to take a very sharp left curve. Use caution.
Still southbound. Speeds are at 80. Coming up to York Center Road.
He's 80 miles per hour coming up to York Center. And again, next road is going to be Sun Prairie Road. You're going to take a sharp left.
Eventually, he was unaware of an upcoming 90-degree curve and
shit.
crashed it into the ditch.
Oh shit.
Coming up to Kinshiki.
He's gonna be.
Southbound.
3357,
He's
1050.
crushed.
He then immediately fled on foot.
Oh, wow,
allowing
he's
K9
not hurt?
Rico to go full throttle.
Go Rico! I'm surprised he's not hurt.
57 footwheel.
I'm surprised he's not more hurt.
Stop running! I'm gonna release the dog! Get on the ground! You're under arrest! Rico, down! Down! Get on the ground! Down! Down! Stop!
Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. I have a picture of an old 70s muscle car. The caption says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" The response says, "Because I let you." Not a crash, just a spin out. Oh, that's good.
Fight! Let me see your hands!
K9 fight.
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! He's got a knife! He's got a knife!
He's got a knife?
Hands! Put your arms out like an airplane! No! Put your arms out like an airplane! Lay on your stomach! Do it now! Lay on your stomach! I'm not taking the dog off! Put your hands behind your back! Put the dog off! I can't! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! We're not taking the dog off until you put your hands behind your back! I'm done! Please! Please! Get the dog off me! Good boy, Rico.
Good boy, Rico.
No! Watch it. Rico. Rico! No snow! No snow! Watch it. Give me your arm!
What, did Rico bite him? Well, why'd he say no like that?
Watch it. Give me your arm!
I got two on you, sir. Just, just cooperate with me a little bit here.
3357, we're telling
Rico's all amped up.
I'm not fighting you. I know, but
I'm gonna get him secured. Kettle.
sir, what is all hurting besides the canine bite? Are you okay besides the dog bite?
No,
What is hurting?
my leg.
Okay, what happened?
My leg, because I crashed my car, because I tried to run, because I'm an idiot.
To your legs. Roll over to your right side. You able to sit up?
Kettle.
Come on, boy.
Where's my glasses?
Where are your glasses? I don't know where your glasses are, sir. Did you lose them?
Yeah,
Okay.
with the dog.
You lost them with the dog. Okay.
Dog is supposed, or dog is
I don't know.
I
yanking
don't
his
see him.
left
I'm
arm, the
looking
one
for
he's
him and I
supposed
don't
to
see
put
him, so
behind
okay.
him.
Oh,
Or
it's fine,
how's he
man.
supposed to
You
put
wanna
it
sit up and
behind
start
him,
walking back to
idiot
the
cop?
squad cars?
That'd be fine with me. Not don't pick up any of that hard.
You gotta try and help you up somehow.
Did you search his pants?
I haven't done anything yet.
What do you got in your pants?
I don't know.
Looked like he was throwing stuff as he was moving, so we'll have to go back and check.
To be honest, man, this all would have been taken care of with just a ticket.
Let me look at my glasses real quick. Seriously, I
We'll come back and look for him.
can't see without them.
See,
can we
this
just
is
look for
what
a
I
minute?
mean. Like,
Honestly, I don't even recall what they look like.
We need to get our squads
all he
on
had
the
to
road,
do
so
was
we'll come look
just
for him in a minute.
relax.
This is your
Give me a second to look.
No, come on. Where's this pocket?
On the outside. No, on the outside. The outside of the code.
Nothing else on you, sir? No weapons?
No, no weapons.
No other narcotics of any sort?
No. What's gonna happen to my car?
It's gonna get towed.
My wife's car.
EMS is on the way to check it out.
Have a seat. Watch your head. Right arm, right?
Left.
Well, left arm, left arm.
Left arm.
We'll hold off on the seatbelt.
So, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right...
I'm just doing it
Good, just-
so I can hear you.
Anything you say can be used against you in court. You understand those rights?
Yeah.
You want to answer some questions I have?
We'll see, maybe.
Is that a you'll answer them if you feel like it, otherwise you're not going to?
Yep.
Okay. Why'd you run?
I was scared.
Scared of what?
Scared of you guys.
I was
Yeah,
nothing but
every time I get pulled over, I get...
Dude, I was nothing but nice and
Every
kosher
time
with
I
you.
get pulled over, you guys... Last time I was pulled over, I was given 9 felonies, 12 misdemeanors, and I got off on all of them except for 2, which was bullshit because I...
9 felonies and 12 misdemeanors. Wow. What the fuck?
Didn't do anything. Last time I got arrested, they charged me with a DUI. I beat the breathalyzer, I beat the road test, and I beat the blood test. They didn't drop the charges for 2.5 years.
Okay. So, moral of the story is just based on your past. You were scared, and that's why you decided to run.
Yeah.
Okay. What drugs are in the vehicle?
Just weed.
How much?
I don't know, you got most of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Wouldn't roll his
Just
windows
weed.
down on a traffic stop and told him we were going to break the window if he didn't roll it down and get out because we already had PC to search the car for the positive canine alert and he just took off.
Any other drugs?
No.
Okay. When's the last time you smoked weed?
I don't know, 10 minutes before you guys pulled me over.
You feel high right now?
No.
No, not anymore. Not the fuck anymore, I
Do
don't.
you feel like the using drugs maybe impaired your decision making right there?
Probably.
Probably did. I appreciate your honesty.
We already had spikes under the tires, so he lost his rear tire right away, but was still doing over 90. He took off running through this field. We found some drug para.
In a little bit, you can be willing to do field sobriety testing?
Sure, but not with these handcuffs on. I can't even walk with these handcuffs on, man.
No, I completely understand that. Probably not going to do much of the other tests.
My arm is killing the out of me, man.
Sit back.
I'm not going anywhere.
I know. I'm just going to close the door again.
In the field, we're going to have to walk it again and see if he threw anything else, but EMS is on the way for a dog bite. He just what?
Smoked 10 minutes before I stopped him. And that's why all the story is he has been...
Is that what was in his hand?
The flashlight, yeah.
All I saw was a metal thing, and the way he was holding it looked like a handle.
Yeah. He probably did that for that interpretation.
Deputies searched his vehicle and discovered several drug paraphernalia, along with large bags of marijuana totaling to 3.5 pounds.
Jesus, dude. Why are you driving with all of that weed on you? Did you just make a supply run? Holy fuck. Did you just pick up or something?
The trunk. He's got all sorts of marijuana product in the trunk, like nobody's hurting you. We're not touching you.
You're hurting me when you push me up into the car.
Okay, but we don't want you to fall out and hit your head. Did you eat a bunch of stuff before you bailed?
No.
Can you stick your tongue out for me? Open your mouth, under your tongue. Can you open your eyes and look at me for a second? Can you open your eyes for me?
I'm gonna pass out.
Oh,
so he
Jesus,
said he's going to
here
pass
we
out.
go.
He has a dog bite to his left arm. He's been using some type of drugs as well. We're not 100% sure on what. But all right, Matthew, I'm going to have you hop out. We're going to walk over to the cot, okay? One step at a time. Take it easy.
I'm just being honest. Please don't put the dog on me. I'm not doing anything.
He's locked up.
I'm gonna go to pass out.
Yep, we're almost to the bed.
Almost there.
You're fine. You're good. Matt, stand back
Come
up.
on.
Okay. This is not... Either he's faking this or he's, like... eaten some... Like, I don't even know if eating pot can make you do this. So...
Come on. You can do it. You gonna be cooperative if we take the cuffs off?
Yes, sir. I'm not doing it.
All right.
Why is he slurring like that?
I'm just taking it off. A little bit. Keep your hand down by your side, okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead and put that hand down by your side. All right, go ahead and turn around and have a seat on the cot. Actually, we're gonna slip.
Man, it's so tight. I can't.
We're gonna slip your jacket off while.
It's hurting my arm. It's hurting my hand.
Yeah.
No, this hand is too tight. I can't. You're hurting my wrist.
Okay.
You're hurting my wrist. I can't. It's not inside my wrist.
Okay, Matt, relax.
Dude,
You just
come on.
Stay standing.
Just keep breathing. You're fine. I'm not running if you can't tell. I'm not moving.
We didn't say you were. You're
Don't
okay.
put the dog on me. Can I sit down?
Yep.
Let's see. He tried to stomach 3.5 pounds of weed. Are they gonna charge him with little? Oh, they found the 3.5 pounds in his trunk. But they're trying to figure out if he's eaten or done something else because of how he's acting.
Hey, stay up.
He had to pull the thing out. I'm not doing anything.
All right, Matt, we got to put this on, okay?
Fine, don't put it so tight.
It's
though,
not tight.
please.
I can put my
It
finger
was
through
tight
there,
for
okay?
last time.
Oh my god, dude.
You hurt me on purpose.
Matt, nobody's hurting you on purpose, okay?
Yes, you are.
Nobody wants to hurt you.
Yeah, you do. You guys want to hurt me on purpose.
What you did was dangerous, and we're just doing our jobs, okay?
Pulled me over for no reason. You had no reason for the stop.
Okay, that's for court, okay?
You guys are good.
We're good.
That's for court.
She could have been a part of it.
It kind of is,
I
but
figured
still.
that he was going to end up losing it going around these curves.
Matthew was charged with felony counts of vehicle fleeing eluding an officer, possession with intent, THC, misdemeanor counts of resisting obstructing an officer,
Possession with
and
intent,
possession
yeah,
of
with
drug
that 3
paraphernalia.
pounds,
He was
yeah.
also given multiple citations totaling over $1,300,
Wow.
including OWI, first offense. Ultimately, he was given a cash bond set at $1,000.
See, I'm not sure if I fully agree with this stop. Such a waste of a good Super Trooper setup line. I totally fucked it up. I keep forgetting about Super Troopers. Because I never watched... I did watch it, but I barely pay attention to it. Because I suck. Where was I here? So... yeah, I don't know if I fully agree with how that stop went, because it went, like, from muffler rattly to drug stop to... yeah, I don't know. Like, but that ended up being a really interesting, weird stop. Because he ended up having 3 pounds of weed on him. Dude needs to give his balls a tug. Yeah, my wrist! My wrist! Ooh, my wrist! So, for our last video, I found this Abba and Preach video in my recommended feed, and the reason I grabbed it is I think this is the therapist that Destiny was arguing with last year. There was this weird therapist she was like a sex positive, like a sex therapist or whatever, but she was in the red pill community. And I think this is the same chick. And I think that, when I saw this video and that they were talking about this therapist, I was like, is this the therapist that Destiny was arguing with? So I grabbed this video because I wanted to see if this is the same person. So this video is called She's Back. If she wants to split the bill, walk away, therapist says. So we're going to take a listen here and see what we have.
Who I've ever heard said that.
Yeah. So this is, I believe her name is Lori Gottlieb. We already covered one of her videos in the past before where she talked about, the studies of sometimes people having unrealistic expectations of dating. The video is really popular. I think it has like 1.5 million views.
Men and women were asked what would be a deal breaker for going on a second date, and men named 3 things. They said she has to be cute enough. She doesn't have to look like Angelina Jolie. She just has to be cute enough.
She does sound like the same woman. And I believe the name is familiar.
She has to be warm and kind, and she has to be interesting to talk to. Those seem like really valid criteria.
Ding, 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 ding. Pretty simple.
Right. Okay, reasonable, right? The women came back with 300 things that would rule out a guy for a second date. And we're talking about like another 2 hours and maybe a free dinner. And they wouldn't do it. And there were things like he wore a brown belt with black shoes. Or we were having a really good time and I thought he was cute and he was interesting. But then he did this Austin Powers impression. And I just can't get that out of my mind and I can't go out with him again.
Okay, that's really, really shallow. And I would like to know which women she was polling and why. Because most sane women would also want the same things that the men pointed out. So what group of shallow women are you polling? And why are you polling them? Are you polling those women so you can be dishonest with your records here?
Austin Powers guy could be the love of her life. If he does these impressions on the second date, okay, don't go on a third. But maybe he was just nervous. The guys who are bad first daters might be great life partners. You don't know.
So this is another video.
It is the same one?
Just click on see what it's all about. I believe that she is an author and a therapist.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a old school romantic, as they say. My partner, she has a great job. She has her own money. but I just absolutely feel the need to open up every door for her, pay for every bill for her. I would absolutely not have it any other way. Maybe that's because I'm insecure or something, I don't know. But I watch my dad do it for my mum, and it's like hardwired into my DNA that my role is to protect, take care of, do everything I can to support. And if she, God, I'd really struggle with her paying for me. And she's got her own money. She's got her own business, her own job.
But have you talked about it, or it just worked out that way? She never said, can I pay this once, or can I?
Yeah. She pays. You know, it's like a bit of a competition. She'll like sneak off to the bathroom and pay and stuff. But
so what's wrong with that? Like, it's a way of you guys showing each other that, like, you care about, like, you want to take care of her, she wants to take care of you because she loves you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's normal.
But generally, I think I've always wanted to do that on dates, and
That's a good woman. That's very good. Because
I wish my partner had her own money. Come on, people, share, like, and subscribe. Yes! We've got 30. Yes, we're doing well today. Also, we've hit over half the stream goal for today, which is awesome. Thanks to Lord Famine.
It's very easy to just let someone do something for you all the time, but especially when you have the means and you have the ability to not be generous at any point, I think is a character flaw, in my opinion. Now, of course, maybe there's somebody who's like, yo, if you ever pay, I'll fucking lose it, so you can't. But like, I imagine if I had a billionaire wife, okay, she like paying for everything. I still make enough money where I want to be able to pitch in. I would still want to pay for things.
Yes. Like, I hate that I don't have my own money because I would love to just be able to be like, hey, surprise, here you go. Off to work. Have a great day, Lord Famine. Have a great day. And but yeah, it's like, it sucks to be like the partner that doesn't have their own money, because like, I want to just be able to be like, hey, look what I got you as a surprise. You know, like, hey, look, like, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, you know, like.
And it would bother me that I could never pay for anything, even though I make enough money to be able to pay for things. You know, like, oh no, I'll pay for you. No, I want to pay for my family, and I'd also like to be able to take your family out at some point. So it's not just a one-sided all the time when I have the financial means. Now, if you don't, that's one thing. But when you got it and you never do it, I just don't understand how you could not be given gifts in life and not want to be generous to the people around you. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's why I think it's great that she goes out of her way to make sure she still be able to do it.
If you sat people down and ask them the question, you go on a first date with a guy and he asks to split the bill, or he doesn't immediately pay, would that be an ick for you? Would that turn you off them?
That would be a huge ick for me.
I hate that term. An ick. That would be an ick. Dude, that's not a word. That's a sound that two letters make. You can say that would be a turnoff for me, but still, that's gross. Why can't you just split the bill on the first date? Why, like, seriously, it's the first date. You guys barely know each other. Why can't you split the bill? What if your dinner cost more than his dinner? Why can't you fucking pay for that shit? This isn't the 1950s anymore. Like, why can't you just pay for half the bill?
Yes.
Yeah. So even for you, it would be?
Yes. Yes.
If you went on a first date with a guy and he didn't pay?
Yes.
Would you?
Absolutely.
Why?
There's more cases that, like, if someone is taking her out, I think that's what the question. Are they saying it to be, like, so much precise? Because that's what I understood was, like, if someone takes you out, takes you on a first date. Mm-hmm. So if I take you on a first date, I took you. Of course I won't want to pay. I took you. But I'm not sure if they really meant it to be like that precise on words. If they're just talking about a general date where we're just going on the date, and then, or is the part of the sentence that is important is the I taking you on a, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's, well, you asked me out on a date, so you should pay. I think it is, in general, she feels like if it's a date, like a first date, that even if it's mutually, even if you're both interested and you both want to be on that first date,
This is something a fucking 4-year-old says when they touch something sticky. But Pink Callow, the driving moderator.
ick is something a 4-year-old says when they touch something sticky. Yes, thank you. It's not something a grown adult should be saying. That's an ick. Ugh. Come on. Come on. So, what was I saying? Oh, right. So, yeah, I don't think it's as deep as what they were saying here. I think it's in general, even if it's mutually wanted as a first date, I think that she's like, no, he has to pay.
I think either way, they're still expecting the man to pay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the clarity. Which...
And also, women will sometimes not ask you out, but they'll position themselves in a way that they're doing all this stuff just before they're asking you out, so you can ask them out.
Yeah.
So you're like, here, I'm going to give you my number, you're going to call it, and you're going to ask me out. But it's the funny thing that...
Which I think is... I think that's stupid, quite frankly. I hate those women that are like, no, it's only on the guy to ask out the woman. No, that's bullshit. If you're interested, fucking say something, right? Don't make it incumbent on the other person to say something first. If you're interested, fucking speak up. Like, fuck, Pink Hollow and I literally asked each other out at the same time. All those years ago. We literally said the words at the same time. So, like... Speak up. Paying for the date yourself and her acceptance is... Hold on. Paying for the date yourself and her acceptance has been considered a signal of other things to come later in the evening. Generally, yeah.
You literally written everything down, but you still want me to do that. Well, again, it's not a complaint. This is just a thing that some ladies will do. And I know some of y'all in the comments right now are like, I've done that. I don't know. It's okay.
You know, it's like a date is like a little wedding. I'm going to position myself.
A little wedding.
For you to ask me. And I'm going to position myself to get, but you are going to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's your family that pays, you know?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll ask a question so you can ask them for more. So to be like...
And this is what people, will say, all women will say of all ages. I think for my age, we grew up with that was the expectation. I think for younger generations, maybe it's not the expectation, but I think a lot of people still like it or want it. Mm-hmm. There's something about it that says, I really valued our time together. I care. I'm interested.
Does it though? Does it really say that? Or does it say more of, I have to do this because it's expected of me, and if I don't, then what will she think of me? Because I think it's more along those lines. I don't think it is I don't think it is a let me show you how much I value and care for you. Unless, like, say it's like you've been together for a long time and it's an anniversary or it's a birthday and you take your partner to their favorite spot and you're like, hey, get whatever you want to drink, get whatever you want to eat, get whatever you want for dessert, and then you won't let them see the bill and you just pay it. That to me shows like, hey, I value our time together. This is a birthday present. I don't care what the expense is because I love you. That's different than a first date and somebody just expecting to have it paid for. I feel like at this stage in society, I feel like expecting somebody to pay for the first date is more of a sense of entitlement at this point than a sense of it's a sense of entitlement on the person who's being paid for, and it's more of a sense of obligation than a sense of obligation rather than a sense of value. You split the check when you're not interested in the girl. That also makes sense. If you don't want a second date and you're feeling like this is going badly, I that does make sense to split the check. But if you want a second date to like make that impression, maybe you would split the check, or not split the check, you would pay for the check yourself.
It's a way of signaling interest, but I think even if the person isn't interested and you're never going to see each other again, it's just a nice gesture.
What I gotta be nice to you when we're going to see each other again.
Yeah, right?
Just kidding. I just wanted to say that.
That's because you're not a nice person.
Also,
yes,
but I just really just wanted.
You're just not a nice person.
But I don't have any rational way of explaining why. And if I were to get rational about it, I would talk myself out of it.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Because it's not rational. It's not rational to demand somebody you barely know pay for your meal and pay for your entertainment. You're there to get to know each other. It should be incumbent on both of you to split the check, because you're there to see if it's even worth seeing each other again. So why not make that investment on both of you? Right? Why not both of you put in that little investment of not only your time but your money?
I appreciate that. See, this is the thing about this whole discussion. She's the first one who I've ever heard.
She seems to have gotten a little bit smarter, because the last time I heard this woman talk, she was so out there. She was so extreme. She was so like, her takes on Destiny's streams, with the way she was talking about like Destiny's relationship, it was weird.
And I could at least respect it. She said, if I had to rationalize it, I'd talk myself out of it because it's not rational.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I've always said this. This is a dumb fucking rule that we've all accepted, but we all embrace it. And I just don't complain about it.
I appreciate that.
I pay for the dates. I'm okay with it. But don't give me some like, I did my makeup, so you don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
She didn't do that.
Yeah.
I respect it. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to explain.
Don't try to fucking rationalize something that is not rationalizable. Stop. Just say that it's not rational.
It's magic, Abba. No, lady.
It's magic. Oh, it's magic. You know.
I don't think what she said was crazy. I think on the whole topic of paying on the first date, like she said, if women want to do that and they want to split, they split it. But at the end of the day, dudes, this is just one that we're going to have to take on the chin. Okay. And there's some things I'm okay with taking on the chin, because I'm like, this is not the worst deal. And also, to be honest with you, I'm the type of person who enjoys being generous. I don't really go on dates with women who try to take advantage of me for my money or like try to get free meals out of me. I'm pretty good at sifting out those kind of peoples. So generally, it's like I'm being generous with somebody I like, and
one of the reasons it would be dangerous for me to have my own money is. Did you hear about the ex-Disney child star taking it in the booty hole by P. Diddler? No? The fuck? But one of the reasons why it's like, when I start making steady money, I'm going to be like, it's gonna be hard for me not to be like, oh, I'm gonna get this for the kids, or I'm gonna get this for Pinkalo, because it's been for so long that I haven't been able to, that I'm almost afraid of having steady money, because I'm like, I want to be generous. I want to be like, here, have this thing because I love you. Have this. The P. Diddy stuff is weird. All P. Diddy stuff is P. Diddy, R. Kelly. They're all like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck is going on with everybody in the music industry. I just don't.
I enjoy that process. So for me, it's not like here's this thing that men have to do. It's just like, I just don't like it when they insult me with their, I pay for my makeup. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Let me pay for the date. But don't act entitled and be grateful. That's it.
That's what it was.
The same way when you put an effort to look good, I'm grateful. But I'm not saying, well, if you want to find a man, you got to make sure that you always wear your, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I pay for the date. Don't be like, well, as a man, you're always supposed to, don't do that. Don't. If you want to have this kind of romantic, old school lifestyle, okay, don't remove any of the magic surrounding it by being entitled. You know.
That is a good point. You can't have it both ways. You can't be like, I demand that you pay for me, but then still be like, but I also demand the old school romance and the old school stuff. Like, you can't be all high and mighty and then be all modern day at the same time. It doesn't work.
You know what came along a lot with the whole idea of chivalry? It came with grace.
Yes.
It came with the fact that women had to be gracious. They
Yes.
had to have etiquette.
Yes.
A lot of y'all want the chivalry, but you guys have the etiquette of a streetwalker.
Yes. Sorry. I keep looking for things to disagree with these guys on. But, like, a lot of these women want to be treated like queens, but they act like fucking tramps. And it's crazy. What the hell? Oh. Somehow my dictation started happening instead of me pausing the stream. And it literally put everything that I was just saying into chat. Luckily, I didn't hit send. This is insane. Okay. Pause. There we go. Orlando the Black X Disney child star was talking in an interview saying ghetto talk, saying he was forced in his home to get his booty hole ride. Oh God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, they want to be treated like royalty, but a lot of these women have the attitude of a tramp, and it's sad. It's very, very sad about how these women behave.
Why would anyone be chivalrous and offer the knight's code to a f***ing damsel who's a streetwalker? That's crazy.
I think that's a very honest answer. And then the counter sort of rebuttal to that means, okay, so if men are expected to pay, then
you're expected to give up some pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if men are expected to pay, then we're going to need more money.
That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting you're gonna have to give it up, or like you're gonna have to do something. I don't know. Well, wow. Okay. We're gonna need more money. That's not what I was expecting to hear.
That's not the team that could.
We're just being two jackasses right now.
No. He went left. He went a different direction.
Yes, and it gets very expensive to date.
Yeah. Really
it does.
expensive.
I mean, people will say, "Oh, you can go on a hike. It doesn't cost anything. You can do a picnic. You can.
You gotta buy the food for the picnic. I love that. You can do a picnic. Picnics are free. Really? Where does the food for the picnic come from? Does the food fairy show up and go, here's a picnic basket full of food that you don't have to pay for? What the fuck? How are picnics not free? You have to furnish the picnic.
There are all kinds of things you can do, but the reality is, it's kind of like, I remember that old Chris Rock joke, in the first 3 months of a relationship, you're not you, you're the ambassador of you.
Yep.
So, you want to impress somebody, you're trying to show interest in somebody. But I do think there's that really primal need for safety that is gender-based, that we don't like to talk about or acknowledge, but that I think women really, I think if somebody doesn't pay on a first date, if a guy doesn't pay on a first date, I think a lot of women don't feel safe.
Okay, that's dumb. That's dumb. That's a dumb take. How can you correlate not feeling safe to he didn't pay for my meal? I'm sorry. That doesn't work for me. I would say if you're on a first date and somebody tries to mug you guys and he uses you as a meat shield, that would make me not feel safe and I wouldn't go out with them again. But I'm not sure how him not paying for my steak makes me feel unsafe. I don't quite correlate the two.
That's what it comes down to.
It's a tricky world, and it's getting increasingly trickier, it feels,
It feels like an insult almost that the person doesn't pay.
Not many people.
Insult?
Some people would, but no one would really publicly say that, though, because it's not socially acceptable.
An insult. It feels insulting not to be paid for. That's the entitlement. That's the entitlement right there. Why are you insulted that somebody you don't know is paying for you? You know what would be more insulting? If you're a married couple and you guys are out to dinner and the one partner turns to the other partner and goes, so you're picking up your tab, right? Instead of, I'll get this one, honey. You know what? That's more insulting, right? Because you guys are an actual established couple and you're trying to, have a nice night out. And so, if you're going out and, one of you happens to have more money in your bank account, what are you going to do? Oh, you're the man. You better pay for it anyway. I don't care if your payday was a week and a half ago and mine was yesterday. You fucking pay because you're the man. That would be more insulting to me as a couple than you're barely knowing each other. Hey, the check is $100. I've got 50. You got 50, and we'll I'll take care of the tip. You know what I mean? What's wrong with that?
No, it's
How
not.
is that
But in private
insulting?
conversations, of course,
Yeah.
everyone I know is that if they went on a date with a man, so in a heterosexual relationship, and the man either asked to split the bill or suggested that you might pay, this person's not going to get a second date.
Of course not. No. Unless it was the woman who said, oh no, let me split that with you. But if it was his decision.
That
and
is
he
so
said,
double
let's split
standard.
this, or he put it in the middle. No. I
That
in
is so
therapy,
double
the young woman came
standard.
to me recently and she said she went out with this guy and they went to a cafe and they got coffees, and he asked her to split it, coffee, and she said, and she was having.
Pay for the coffee.
Yeah.
It's like $3-4.
Pay for the coffee.
All right, so
Pay for the coffee, you cheap asshole. Pay for the damn coffee, you cheap fuck.
Even I'm fine with people splitting stuff.
I'm just gonna take this bank.
It's a coffee.
Even if it's Starbucks and Starbucks costs $20 a person, pay for the coffee.
She said, and she was having so much fun on the date until the bill came, and she was shocked, and she thought, okay, well. She made it. It was very personal to her. At first, she thought, he must really, really have had a horrible time with me, to want to not pay for my $5 coffee.
Or this is a representation of the rest of your life with me. We splitting bills. Nah, pay for the coffee. Pay for the coffee.
And then he asked her out again. And she said to me, I don't understand this at all. So he was interested in me and he didn't pay for my coffee. And she did not go out with him again. So these are the kinds of signals that it very much is emblematic of something. Who pays on that
Because
first
we've
date?
made it
Do you
like
agree
that.
with that decision that she made?
100%.
We've made it such a big deal that that's why it's emblematic. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It should be like... To be fair, this woman looks like the kind of woman who expects a man to wait on her every man. Or every whim. And not look at another woman while she gets railed by her last 38 boyfriends. Oh, damn.
And I mean, I didn't say that as her therapist. It's really about understanding it for her. But I do agree.
And her face is like, mm-hmm. In her head, she's like, yes, bitch.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. I like that dynamic. I mean, do I think it's wrong to not want to go out on a second date? No, I don't think it's wrong.
Depends on your criteria. What's your criteria?
I don't think it's wrong if you want to be with someone who you feel is generous as a man, and you don't feel like honestly, like, okay, here's an example. Let's say I go on a date with a girl, okay? So first date, we go get coffee. I wanted to pay, and then I realized I forget my wallet. And she looks at me, and it happens, okay? Let's say I forget my wallet. She looks at me and says, I refuse to pay your half. I would not go on another date with her.
I agree. Because accidents happen. If you forget your wallet and your date's like, oh, fuck you, I don't care. That's a dick.
I'm okay with saying that. Why? Because I'm like, if you can't even be generous enough to just take care of this and then I promise to have you back on the next time, if you can't even have that level of trust over a $5 coffee, you're probably not somebody I want to be involved with. Mm-hmm. Maybe you have some trust issues. Maybe you have a whole bunch of stuff. It's a $5 coffee.
I think it's more than that. In that situation, that I forgot my wallet has been done so many times.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in the stories that we hear of bad dates.
Yeah.
We hear stories about that. Oh, the guy didn't have his wallet. Oh, the guy didn't have his wallet. Oh, he took me out, but the guy didn't have it. So, to her,
he took me out to this really nice restaurant with like $100 meals, and then was like, "Oh, I don't have my wallet."
See that as a red flag.
Yeah.
It's not more so much about the coffee, but about the social baggage that a man not having his wallet represents.
Well, I'm sorry.
When you go on a date.
If you're going out to dinner, like even as an adult, as soon as I became an adult, and my mother and I would make family trips up to Ottawa to see family there. Like we have a family friend who insists that we all go out to dinner all the time. And he usually pays because he has a really good job. But he pays and he pays for everybody. But as soon as I turned 18 and he would suggest, "Oh, let's go out to dinner." If I didn't have money, I would be like, "No, that you guys go. That's fine. I will stay here. I don't have the money to pay my bill." Because I do not expect to go out to dinner and be paid for. And if I were going out to dinner, and if I knew I was going out to dinner, I would not forget my wallet.
Well, then you're going to find that out in the next couple of dates if it's an ongoing issue. But to sit there and say, I won't pay the other half. What are you going to make an awkward scene with the fucking barista or the people at the restaurant? You paid, even if you don't.
They're going to pay, but they're going to see that could be a deal breaker for seeing you next time or not.
Okay, well, then this person is probably not somebody I want to date with. If an unfortunate small little thing like that is enough for you to not want to go on a date, you weren't that interested to begin with.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You what?
You weren't that interested to begin with.
No, like I said, it's not necessarily interested or not. It's because of the bag.
Absolutely. It's a $5 coffee. If you're like, oh, this person must be lying or whatever it is, and you won't go on further dates to not find out, then...
Yeah, I would tend to believe somebody forgot their wallet on a coffee date over a $5 coffee and pay for that more than I would if someone took the person to like a steakhouse and then was like, oh shit, I forgot my wallet. That would feel more like a plan, like I want a free steak dinner and I'm gonna use my date to get it, than a, oh shit, I left my wallet on the counter and I don't have my cash on me. Do you mind grabbing do you mind paying the full $10 and I'll hit you up? I'll cover the whole date next time no matter where we go. Like, that feels more believable than somebody forgetting their wallet on a full-blown dinner.
Yeah, a $5. If it's a $200 date, or if it's like a $200 dinner and the person's opposed to it, I could understand.
I see what you're saying.
A $5 coffee.
I see what you're saying.
So all this.
I said it even before he did.
Inside a relationship is always
I
good.
can't be accused of copying.
From both people. It shouldn't be a one-sided thing. So her not wanting to date somebody who wouldn't want to cover it. I think going on dates, especially if you're seeing someone and you want to be going consistently, I think it's perfectly fine for one person to pay. And then I paid 3 dates, and then the person's like, I want to pay for the next one. I'm like, sure, go right ahead. And then she ended up paying for the 4th date. And I thought it was great. And I think you should have a partner who wants to pay for certain things sometimes. Yeah. I don't think it should be one-sided 100% of the time. But some people want to have their life set up that way. What I'm trying to say is, if you seek for generosity in that regards in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with saying, this person doesn't have that, I don't want to be with them. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
I think it's cool. It is cool. I'm like, oh, okay, she's taking me out. Shit, you know?
I think it is natural to want a partner to be generous. But I also think that you shouldn't want a partner to be generous just because you want to take advantage of their generosity, if that makes sense. You should want a generous partner because you are also wanting to be generous in return and show them how much you care about them and how much you love them. And if they are able to get you gifts and stuff to show that they love you, when you become able to do that, then you should be able to do that. You should want to do that. And I think a lot of people now tend to seek generous partners because they just want good, beneficial things. And they don't want to be generous themselves. That's my opinion. That is what I think. And that has taken us to 2.5 hours, guys. Can you believe that? 2.5 hours of the coffee stream. I need to go eat. And I will be back tonight on the Combat Hour on YouTube and Twitch. And I did discover that there is some synergy with Janet Cage and Ashra. I do need to work on it a little bit more. But in order to get where I want to go for this season's rank, I'm just going to stick it out with Serena and Ashra. But I think I will be labbing Ashra and Janet Cage because there are some things you can do with that team that is really cool. And once you get the stunt double going, it's gonna be cool. So I will be working on that cameo, that team up. But come back tonight for the Combat Hour, and tomorrow is Good Friday, so I'll be back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. for another coffee stream. I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks again to Lord Famine for the awesome tip. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tonight. Have a wonderful Thursday. Bye, guys.